Randy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Sports Bar and Grill, but our program each and every day is brought to you by J. Smith Construction and Excavation in Sensa for air that I guess now is warm and clean instead of cool and clean. Call them Sensa. They are the carrier dealers here in the state of Alabama. Randy, good to see you. Perfect timing. They had the AHSA reclassification that went on about an hour and a half ago, and somehow I squeezed in 3 radio shows and took a shower all at the same time to get up here to JR's to get this show going. But big news for Auburn as well. They had player number 39 out of the portal. 39. And they pick up a tight end from Florida and Bowling Green. He was last at Bowling Green, but Arliss Boardingham, big time guy for Auburn to pick up. And look, man, I am all ecstatic about what we're seeing with this tight end room at Auburn, Randy. And, Alex Golish is a tight end coach. Yep. And, you bring in a head football coach that was also specializing in tight end. Hey, Auburn may actually make tight ends great again. I'm going to get – can you make a shirt? Can you put those up?
That's where I am currently, and that is what I do for an actual living. It's not necessarily to tell you when you're right or wrong, Brett. It is
not that I care anyway. But.
It is printing. It's printing T-shirts and printing signage down here in Dayville. But good to see you, Brett. I want to say this from the Auburn standpoint, and we'll do a couple of segments on the HSA, y'all. So hang in there with us.
Yeah, Brett just stay with us. Just stay with us.
Brett and I known as the high school guys, and very, very proud to be known as the high school guys here in this state. So there's no way, I don't care what kind of program we're on, that we're not going to do a couple of segments on that. But I want to stay with Auburn. I touched your nerve yesterday. I touched a couple of nerves yesterday. I saw on the message boards with my thoughts around Golish and the willingness to have dead money in recruiting high school. I don't want to go into that. What I do want to go into is how excited I am with this team for next year that we're putting together.
Right.
And why is that? The reason I'm thrilled about it is we've got a lot of guys on this team on the lines of scrimmage that have taken an awful lot of snaps, Brett. We're old. We're old on the lines of scrimmage. And does that mean you're overly talented? No. Does that mean that all of them are going to pan out? No. But it does give us a great chance that when you go out there and you turn the film on, Brett, and you see someone that has taken upwards of 1,500 to 2,000 snaps in their career over a 2 or 3 year span at Michigan State and South Florida and some other teams, then dude, you know what you chose. You know their strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
The high school ranks is hard to know if you're right or wrong sometimes. Now, the great evaluators can get that right, but even then, they miss it sometimes.
Yeah,
but, dude, you turn on 3 or 4 years worth of college film, Brett, it's pretty clear who you are. Now, can you develop them up and make them better, i.e. Denver Jones and Chaney Johnson, and I'm talking about our basketball program? Sure you can. That's the reason that you pay these coaches the money that you pay them. But, man, I'm quietly, I'm not trying to be a little too exorbitant about this, but I'm thrilled with the direction that Golish and this staff's going with this group that he's putting together in year one. And you add a quarterback in the mix that has a chance to be a very good player, you could have a great year next year. And you wouldn't be the first team to do it, by the way.
Oh, no, you're right. And, again, Gary asked me this morning on his show, and I gave my take, and he said, look, man, I agree 100%. I went through the list of teams, Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, Oklahoma State, Penn State. The ones like Auburn's up to 39 now players.
What you did yesterday.
Yeah, exactly what I did yesterday. And he said, look, man, that's totally spot on, because they had a caller. Tom always likes to call when I'm on there. I think maybe the lone Auburn guy in Tuscaloosa. But he I guess I'm his relief there. But anyway, he just wanted to ask my opinion if I thought Alex Golish was following the Vanderbilt model of what. And I said, and Gary and I both said, no, I don't think so. I think it changes year to year. I think depending on where your program is and what you lost versus what you're getting in and developing depends on what you go get in the portal. I think that'll change every year. There's not a set pattern to that. But the Vanderbilts have 15 players out of the portal, Georgia 9, Oklahoma 15. Teams that had a better, more consistent year, they don't have to go get guys because they're in a program or their players are in a program where they go, hey, I like where I'm at. Why would I leave this? We're competing at the highest level. Now, Auburn, Ole Miss is different because Ole Miss had a mass exodus and they were a circus because of Lane Kiffin. But, LSU lost a coach. Ole Miss lost their coach, even though he just went to LSU. Florida, same thing. Auburn, several teams had to get coaches. Arkansas, those teams have had massive portal hauls because they had large groups of guys leave. I hope we get our program to the point where you're not having to get but 15 or 20 maybe max every year because you're building some things, and then you get whatever number of high school players you feel comfortable getting and being very selective in which ones you get. You add them into the mix, and then that's how you build your team every year.
It's a moving cycle when you're talking about college athletics. What I say to you today that I would do, it's the point I was making to y'all yesterday. I'm kind of mad at myself that I got y'all as upset as I did when I look back on it because I'm not sure that I communicated it well. But what I was trying to say is whatever I say now, I could say something totally opposite.
100%.
And right now, sitting where I am currently as an Auburn fan, based on the new coach and stuff coming in, the idea that I'm going to spend 7 figures on developing a quarterback that may end up somewhere else is mind-numbing.
Hey, Randy, the best example right now is what's going on with Charles Bediako. Hell, the whole scope of who you go get from now on may be dependent on this ruling that's coming down. And you know what college basketball teams might start doing? They might go, I tell you what, we're going to go see how many guys we got that have moved on that have eligibility left. We're going to pull them back out of the G League, and then we'll go fill the rest of our roster with, a portal guy or a high school guy. I'm going to tell you what it is doing, and you're right about this part, is that the law of diminishing returns is on these high school kids.
I hate it for them.
It's where we are, man. But when you start having college athletics as a big, massive business like this, and everything is looked at as transactional, and like Stephen Pearl said yesterday, there's so much pressure to win basketball games. You see coaches going, hell, I got to go do what I got to do to win these games. That's why you get what you get now.
Oh, and do I like it? I despise it. Brett and I are going to do 2 segments here to talk about the HSA shortly. I love it. I love Auburn athletics, but I don't love it anywhere near to the level that I do high school athletics because that's where Brett and I put so much of our time for so very long. And I truly do care about those 16, 17, 18-year-olds that they get opportunities that we've given in the past. But I think the direction that we're going, you're just throwing a lot of that away. And let's just take football out of the mix, man. The way that football is going in the college ranks is going to kill a lot of these high school athletes when it comes to what is my potential of moving on to the college ranks with a scholarship opportunity to run track. To play soccer, to wrestle in the few wrestling programs that are left around. I'm going to keep going down the list. Any of the Olympic-style sports, swimming, sports that don't generate money. And we beat this like a dead horse, but it's decisions like this that go directly towards that because once you start appeasing people, we're in this is one of my son's vocabulary words this morning. So I've actually used appeasement 3 or 4 times. You ever do that, Brett, where a word is brought up to you and you're like, man, I like that word. I think I'm going to keep using it.
And you figure out a way to work it in your vocabulary.
I've worked appeasement in 3 or 4 times today. But we're just appeasing people, man. It's like you ask for something. Well, hell, I can't win it in the court of law, so I'm just going to appease you by saying until someone comes and tells me that you can't do that, I'm going to say that you can. Well, what do the coaches do? The coaches must compete. They're paid to win. So if it means going back and finding where the hell Austin Wiley is, playing center at Auburn, if he's got any time left to come back to Auburn, if you want to win basketball games, that's what you're going to be.
Does it make you
have to do?
And even though like we got Alabama friends that are like, hey, I'll take Charles Bediako, but I'd rather not. Yeah. I'd rather nobody do this. But didn't it make you feel dirty a little bit? Didn't it make you feel weird? I thought Stephen Pearl had a great answer at his press conference yesterday where he said, if I go get Sharif, I got to go tell Tahad and his dad, hey, he ain't going to play as much now. I got to go tell Sway and his parents, hey, if I bring Jabari Smith back, you probably ain't going to play very much anymore the rest of this season. Like, there's a part of him, he goes, that says, man, that's just not right, man.
Well, I want you to think about this, and I'll do a tremendous segue to the HSA for you. Everything that just exited your mouth in the last 2 minutes is exactly what's going on in the high school ranks.
100%.
The reason that we are in the situation that we're in today with high school athletics is exactly what Brett just said. There are things that go on around this state that make me feel dirty. They're not the way that things were run 30 plus years ago, but they are what they are. And if you want to compete and you want to win, unfortunately, you have to say, I'm going to embrace that. Do I like it? Absolutely not. But I'm going to embrace it because that's the direction that it's going. So now we're sitting here and the public and private conversations that we're about to have in the split that's going on with the HSA completely around what Brett just said. All of it. Because we wouldn't be having this conversation if there weren't 34 transfers going to a said program and winning a state championship in football that was at a different school the year before. 34. Brett and I had a championship game a few years ago. Yep. Not going to say the team. Like, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, people go, well, I don't know if it's on the up and up, but all I know is I don't like it. Okay, well, then all of the public side that has always pointed to the private side, Brett, and said the same thing, then you get in a massive conflict, and the only option you got is like, okay, what do you want over here? Oh, I hear you. No, at the end of the day, you wouldn't want to see it split, but no, you've complained enough that now we've got to split this thing apart.
And now you don't like that either. So, we got to get the TV break. Again, we appreciate everybody tuning us in. We're just getting started here live on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Chevy Traverse with 3-row seating up to $7,250 off. The impressive Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left on the show today. We're so glad that you joined us. I am live on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill. The food is phenomenal. If you've never been to JR's in downtown Alex City, I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you. You can make up for that by coming down here. They got great chicken fingers, wings, quesadillas, burgers, salads. They got everything you want, and they've been partnered with us for a long time, over 20 years, and really appreciate all they've done for us and what they do for the local communities and all. So our program brought to you by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job too big or too small, residential or commercial. They do all your pre-site prep work to get you ready to do whatever project you need. Call on J.A. Smith today. And Sensor Green Fair that's cool and warm and clean. Call on Sensor Green. They are the carrier dealers here in the state of Alabama. Proud supporters of Auburn Athletics and the Auburn Blitz podcast here and show. Yeah, a lot to dive into on this HSA thing. We do know this is a Auburn show, and we talked about the new tight end that Auburn just got. To add to the list is 39 players in the portal now for Auburn. Auburn's got a big basketball game coming up tomorrow with Florida. Kyle was on with me this morning. Faith off today. It's her birthday today, so again, said happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, yep.
So happy birthday to Faith. Hope you enjoy your day off. But again, going back to what we want to talk about here in the next couple segments, and we want everybody to jump in. This affects college too. Okay, this affects everything, and it is the storyline today here in the state of Alabama with the HSA reclassification. And just to kind of sum things up, I'll give everybody that's watching this that hasn't heard anything just the skinny on this thing. They took one class away from public schools, so it went from 7 classifications to 6 classifications. The private and the public schools can still play each other in the regular season, but coming to postseason play, the private schools now have 2 divisions. They have a 1A and a 2A, a single A, double A is what they call it. And those teams will break out and they will have their own championship games, still part of the Super 7. I guess it'll be Super 8 now. So all that's got to change because you take one public school class championship away and you add 2 private school championships. So it is going to, you take one and add one, so you come to 8 championships there, and they will be on the University of South Alabama's campus that's coming up here. The top classification in public, which is now 6A, has 32 teams. They are still looking at some things with that classification on how they want to handle postseason, but they took the other 5 classifications and just divided them up even. Okay, 5A through 1A. And look, my phone has melted today with all of the people calling pro, against, not happy, whatever, for both sides, public and private. And so, Randy, you kind of laid the groundwork on how we got here. It had to do with the Choose Act. It had to do with the multiplier. It had to do with the competitive balance. Well, now the private schools don't have any of that. They don't have to worry about. They are in a classification based on true enrollment number. There is no competitive balance anymore. If you win 5 state championships or 2 state championships, you jump up a classification. You can win 100 in a row and never move. So you and I both know there were some private school people, depending on where they were, that did not like this split, because they came to the HSA to compete at the highest level. And they're saying, some of them, not all, some of them are saying, now you're pulling us out, putting us over here. We get to play all these teams during the regular season, and now we're grouped over here in a much lesser group of teams, and it's going to water down the platform. There's no perfect answer for any of this stuff, man. There's not.
No, there's not. And a great job right there, Brett, breaking that down, because that is a lot to fill into a few minutes of explanation. So let's just hit on maybe some of the high points is the reason that I think that we're here. One, Brett and I beat this like a dead horse, but we're living in a transient society where families are moving all over the place, and they're looking for the best options that they can get for their kids. Some of that may be athletics, some may be academics, some may be a great band program. I mean, there's several band programs in this state that if you want to be in one of the top ones, Brett and I know who they are. Yeah, I mean, the people in the state that live in those areas, they know exactly who they are. So this is not just athletics, but here in this reclassification deal, part of the problem that the private schools had, and I agreed with, was back in the day, they're working off a multiplier, which was 1.35. And the reason for that 1.35 was there was a study done by Dan Washburn and his staff with the HSA. And what they found was 35% more of the students competed in athletic events from a private school than a public. So they came up with that multiplier to say, to make that even, we're going to put a 1.35 multiplier on it. I.e., if you've got 100 enrollment, you're really playing at 135. And if that 135 pushes you up a class, then so be it. And that's what we've been in for a while. Now, also, a couple of years ago, several years ago, they went into the competitive balance. And that was for programs that are having extreme success. And I think that there's a lot of programs, but probably the best program to point to there was Bayside Academy down in the Fairhope area. Bayside had won 20-plus state championships in volleyball, an amazing program that was built. And the point by the HSA was, with the private school, of course, anyone down there that's looking for the very best volleyball program they can look to put their kid through. Why in the heck wouldn't you choose that and the coach at Bayside Academy? Brett's been down. We've covered that program. It's an amazing program. And so they
I'll
move
get you calls right there, Randy. We're
Yeah,
up against
sure.
a hard break.
Okay.
TV, just keep your thought process there. We are live on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill, and we'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sense Green. For air that's cool and clean, we care about the air you breathe. Call Sense Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, we care about the air you breathe. Call Sense Green.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Henderson & Coker is a premier custom general contractor located in central Alabama. With over 50 years of industry experience, Henderson & Coker has been crafting stunning custom residential and commercial spaces for families and businesses throughout Alabama and Georgia. If you're in the market for a top-of-the-line luxury home or specialized commercial work, contact the experts at 256-750-7383 and check them out on the web at hendersonandcoker.com.
Everyone to the Auburn Blitz halfway through our show. I'm live on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill. Come out and check out JR's. The food is phenomenal. They've been part of our program for so long and support us. We owe a lot to them, and they help us with everything that we do. So we appreciate them. So glad to be here every once a month for our Auburn Blitz show. We do our Late Martin Sports Roundup show here every week. I'm here for that. But our program, again, brought to you by J. Smith Construction, Excavation, and Sense of Green. But halfway through the show means it's time for Pepper Tree. Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. We were over there at Pepper Tree yesterday, Randy. I don't know if you caught the show or not.
I did.
But our good buddy Jeff back there, I was the benefactor of it being Faith's birthday. They felt sorry for me, so they brought me some food too. So I appreciate that, Jeff. But Jeff cooked up another filet. I'm telling you, man, it's just the man can cook, dude. That's all I'm telling everybody. I can keep eating and telling all y'all that, but you need to go figure it out for yourself. But the twice baked potato, the casseroles they had tuna fillets in there. They're just pretty as they look like they just came off the boat. So go check out Pepper Tree in Auburn and Montgomery. Randy loves them. I love them. I've spoiled my family. I can't order food from anywhere else because if I don't bring Pepper Tree in for holidays, they just tell me to leave. Now, I just piss everybody off. So, all right. Again, here at JR's, glad to be here. Randy, let's continue talking about what's going on here in the state of Alabama. It's a monumental day. I have had some people go, well, that really was a big bunch of nothing. And I can kind of see that to an extent. It's pretty big that you split the privates away in a championship environment. And I'm going to read these off real quick because I've had multiple texts here in the last 10 minutes. Well, what is it? What are the private school classifications? What do they look like? Well, there are only two regions in the AA classification for private school. In Region 1, it's Faith Academy, Glenwood, Houston Academy, McGill, Tulane. I mean, you're already seeing a discrepancy in size here, man. Like, massively.
Well, hey, let me just add to that and then finish it out. The top four schools had an enrollment with the multiplier at 500 plus. The 16th school in the state, because there was 44 playing football, was Bayside. They were at 220. So there's your discrepancy, Brett. It's half. But it's the same as 6A. It's really, when you get down to it, let's say it's 120% difference.
Yeah.
Which is what 7A was to 6A. It's probably about the same as you got there. Now, that you can say that the difference between 2,400 down to 1,100 in comparison to 500 down to 220 is a massive difference. So
I'll let you address Dean's comment there, Randy, on that.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. It has nothing to do with the band or other non-athletes.
I think you were just trying to compare, like, if you are a good band student, you were just trying to say you're going to go to the best program. That, you know, there's other things other than athletics that take pride in, like, hey, we want to be really good here in cheerleading, or we want to be really good here in the band. I think that's what you were saying. Not.
No, I was trying to be nice, Dean. I was doing my best. PC. I was trying to be politically correct. That people do, though. Let's bring up two that I know of: Minor High School and Homewood High School, two of the very best bands in the country. Anyone that knows that, well, I mean, if band's important to you and you live in close to those communities, and that's something that, now, is it what we're talking about today? No, but my point is there's a lot of movement that didn't go on when you and I were in school, Dean, as comparison to now. Now people will make a decision to move their kids around, whereas when Brett and I were growing up in Elliott City, we were going to Ben Russell. There wasn't like there was a discussion internally where you're going, oh, okay, I might need to look around and see where else I can go to better my kid. No, but I think that goes on. I think most of it is athletic, but there's an awful lot that go on from an academic standpoint based off of maybe how many kids score 30 plus on their ACT, and also just great programs that maybe far exceed the competitors out there. I'm sorry.
No. I think both of you are hitting the same thing. I think he's just making a mention that, hey, look, it really boils down to
I agree.
The athletic side, and you were just trying to make a comment about, hey, there are other programs outside of sports that kids will move to because those schools
how great they are. Yeah,
how good they are. All right, so getting back to this, the AA classification of private school, I'll go back and start. Faith Academy, Glenwood, Houston Academy, McGill, Montgomery Catholic, St. Michael, St. Paul's, and UMS Wright. So That is a
That is what you call brutal.
That is
there is not a single off week. I'm just talking about football.
Well, let's look at it. Glenwood's Bear just came over to HSA, so they ain't been here but a couple of years.
No.
Faith has played for one. Houston Academy has played for one. McGill's played for a bunch. Montgomery Catholic, they just won 800.
Yes.
St. Michael has got Phillip Rivers and 800 kids down there for the next 800 years. St. Paul's, they had to go to competitive.
10 years ago, they were.
Yeah.
Probably you could argue they were the best program.
And then you got UMS Wright. Every one of them has been to championship games multiple times, except for Glenwood.
That is brutal. Now go to the next one because I haven't looked at these, bro.
Okay, so the other region in AA is American Christian, Briarwood Christian, John Carroll, Lee Scott Madison Academy, Randolph School,
which is a super school. I made 2 posts on them yesterday, by the way.
St. John Paul, which we did an on the road at St. John Paul in the fall for the game of the week. And they've got, who is it? Man, my mind the basketball coach won all state championships in girls. Tim Miller.
Oh, Tim Miller, yeah.
Tim Miller's the AD there.
Okay.
So you think they're going to lose for a long time? No. And then Westminster Christian.
Every single one of those, Brett and I have called in a major championship sport in the last decade. And,
all right, so
the point that Brett's, first off, I'll say this, I didn't grow up in a private school, but if you're worrying about whether you've got competition, Lord help, find something else to worry about. Because if you're playing in either of those 2 regions and you're trying to win, buddy, good luck trying to win. I'm talking about any of those programs. Because I don't look at any single program out of the 16 you just ran off and go, that team right there is going to win all of these. They're not. No. They're not going to win all of these.
I don't know that you know who's going to win.
No, I agree. Now, what the point that you made,
let me get the break because I'm getting. Okay. I get a whip over here. They whip me pretty bad in the studio if I don't get the break. We'll go to break, come back. Still got a couple segments for TV right after this.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
A fresh start begins at home. This new year, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is bringing comfort your way with maintenance inspections starting at just $29 and installations as low as $50 a month. Start the year right with Dixie.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your vehicle or boat to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your boat or vehicle the right way. Located on Highway 63, just about 2 miles from Highway 280 in Alexander City, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Blitz, and if you're tuning in, yeah, we had a monumental day with HSA. We did talk first couple segments about Auburn, and we will go in the last segment talk about Auburn basketball tomorrow against Florida. Let me finish up here. We got a lot of comments coming in. We can stay up for a little while after the show for the HSA stuff. We want to continue to talk about it because I got people texting. My phone's exploded. The whole battery melted out.
I'll stay with you.
So there's 4 regions in the private school single A division. Region 1 is Bayshore Christian, Bayside, Cottage Hill, Mobile Christian, Northside Methodist, Providence Christian, and St. Luke's. Region 2 is Alabama Christian, Fort Dale Academy, Pike Lib, Prattville Christian, St. James, Montgomery Academy, and Trinity Presbyterian. Region 3 is Otaga Academy, Elwood Christian, Holy Spirit Catholic School, Pickens Academy, the Donahoe School, Tuscaloosa Academy, Victor Christian. And then Region 4 is Coosa Christian, who is just absolutely dominant in football. Decatur Heritage, Lindsay Lane Christian. I've never even heard of them. Have you heard of Lindsay?
I do because I make a lot of posts on it.
Yeah, you would on that. But Mars Hill, Shoals Christian, Westbrook Christian, and Whitesburg Christian. I'm sorry.
Brett, where you hear of a lot of these schools is you know of a lot of the football. Yeah. Because that's what we cover on our media outlets. But when you roll off those names, if you do the posting I do, you know how good they are in certain sports.
And I can imagine.
Like softball and baseball and basketball and some of those sports, man, that's what they lean into. And
I do want to fast forward real quick before we get off this, and we'll take over some after we get off for TV. I do want to hit up a couple of things and get your take on it in the public side of things. There's only 6 classifications now. You take these privates out. We'll go down to the 5A classification. 6A's got 32 teams. We already know. We do have some different region splits now. I'll start with Benjamin Russell's because we cover them. Benjamin Russell's pretty much grouped in there with a bunch of Montgomery teams and Rehoboth. Now, years ago, we got in that row. You know, poor Rehoboth, though, man. Think about them. Like,
they got to travel to all of them.
They're in a place where there's no schools that are even close to their size. So they get stuck in a region with us, Park Crossing, Percy Julian, Pike Road, Russell County, Stanhope, and Wetumpka. Every trip they make's north for 2 hours at minimum. So it's not bad for Benjamin Russell. All they have to do is travel to Montgomery, and the Montgomery there, but you got the one outlier. Then you got the Region 6, Clay Chalkville, Douglas High School. You familiar with Douglas High School?
No.
I've never heard of it, to be honest with you. Crazy as much as, and I promise you, me and you ain't heard of them. Man, a lot of people ain't heard of them. Oxford, Pell City, Pinson Valley, Southside, Springville, and St. Clair County. Okay, Clay Chalkville stays in, which is the second highest classification. And then you go down to that Mobile region again. It's always brutal. Baldwin County, Alberta. Alberta has no chance of winning a game in there. I'm sorry if y'all Alberta fans. I don't know anything about Alberta. I just know what you're in. Gulf Shores, Blunt, Murphy, Saraland, Spanish Fort, and Theodore. Now Murphy's hadn't been playing good either. So you might get a win. Alberta and Murphy might battle for last in that region. But man, Theodore, Spanish Fort, Saraland, Gulf Shores.
That's brutal.
And Blunt.
Brutal.
And here's the other region. I had a lot of people going, what other possibilities could it been for Ben Russell? Well, it would have been Region 4. And a lot of the teams have been in Ben Russell's region are in this region, but they added a couple. Calera, Chelsea, Chilton County, Helena, who Ben Russell's been in the last 2 years, but they're now in there with Homewood, Mountain Brook, Ramsey, and then Pelham. That's that region.
That's the Ben Russell region?
That was what could have been the Ben Russell region.
I got you. So
I read the Ben Russell region off of Park Crossing, Percy Julian, Pike Road, Rehoboth, Russell County, Stanhope, and Wetumpka.
Yeah. Which we know a lot of those teams, and we played a lot of those teams over the years, and so that's.
I'm going to say, looking at this, I would say the hardest region in the state may be that one, or the Mobile region, but that region that Ben Russell's in is right behind it. On both of those, when you look at the rest of them, I mean, you're in one of the top three tough. I mean, you could say the Hueytown, Hillcrest, Central is tough too. Yes, Justin, Ben Russell has played Rehoboth a couple of times. It was back when Danny was here, and we beat them pretty bad both times. Now, the trip to Rehoboth, if you'll remember, Randy, that was those refs. I know they did everything they could to keep that game close for a half, and I've never seen Danny Horn matter in my life. It's some stray calls that got – you talking about plays that are 60 yards downfield, and all of a sudden this guy behind like 65, 70 yards behind the play just happened to – flag fell out of his pocket. He went, oh, we had a holding back here at the 20. Y'all come on back down here. So that was – got out of that one with a win, but it was tough. So, hey, we got to get the break for the last segment. We'll keep all this talk going even through the break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz coming up right after this.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prideville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability and eligibility may vary.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
Central Alabama. This is our home. It's where we work, where we play, where we raise our families and grow old. And in the unfortunate event we become sick with cancer, thanks to UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center, this is where we heal also. We have invested in new technologies and expertise so that now we're able to treat all sorts of cancers and you never have to leave Tallapoosa County. UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center. Compassionate, convenient, collaborative cancer care right here at home.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Buying a home or property can be the biggest investment of your life. The Wisdom Firm is licensed to close any property purchase in the entire state of Alabama. The offices on both Bent Creek Drive in Auburn and Highway 49 South at beautiful Lake Martin. The Wisdom Firm has you covered. Give Travis and his team a call at 334-826-0722 or check them out at www.auburnlegal.com for all your real estate closing needs. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than the quality of legal services made by other attorneys.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment here on the Auburn Blitz. It's been the Auburn hat / AHSA reclassification show Blitz today, but we're going to keep this going on the backside. You know, some of you all want to hear about what's going on with Auburn. We did the first 2 segments on Auburn. The last 2 have been about the AHSA. Auburn taking on Florida, Randy, tomorrow in Gainesville. It's a 9.5-point spread. Got to be better from outside against this team. You can't go down there and hit 2 threes, expect to win. Then you got to hit 12, but you got to hit more than 2, and then you got to attack the rim and see if you can get some of those guys in foul trouble. I don't think you can just line up and try to bully Florida. You don't have the manpower to do that. But if you can go down there and get that game, it's what Kyle and I talked about this morning. If you can get that game, you can keep it competitive to the last 5 to 8 minutes of the game. That's all you can ask. Be within 5-6 points, maybe somehow be in the lead. I don't know, but if you're down, don't be more than 12. Don't be in double-digit range. Keep it manageable, and then get it down that last 5 minutes and see what can happen.
look, if we stay in this game tomorrow and if it's even close, to me, it's a win. I don't have a good feeling on it, and I don't think any Auburn fan necessarily should, but we're getting better. We are being developed. The coaching staff can't go out there and shoot from distance for some guys normally –
the players have to make the shots.
And we're not making shots, and it's hard for me to believe that we won't start making at least twice as many shots from distance as we are right now.
Right.
But even as poor as we're shooting development-wise, we can go down the list of players that are getting way better on the defensive end. We went into that ball game the other night giving up an average of 79 points per game, which has got to be 12 to 14 points per game more than we were at our peak defensively. We give up 66 points the other night. That is that's an out on the road. That is a great job defensively.
Hey, and if Ole Miss don't hit a few prayer threes, it's worse than that.
Yes, late in the ball game. We're winning the rebounding battle pretty much night in and night out. We won it easily the other night. And we are nowhere near the size of a team that we saw in the past for Auburn. So that's effort. That's effort, and that's coaching, and that's development. And we've got a few players that seem to be finding their role a little more, Brett. And with that being said, I'm thrilled with where we are with Auburn basketball. If we were to get to go 10-8 or 9-9 and make the NCAA tournament,
I think we can.
I do think we can. Am I counting that game tomorrow as one that I think we're going to win? But I'm with
you steal that one.
But I'm with you and Kyle, man. If you go down there and steal that one, then you got to change your thought process overall with what the ceiling is for this team. And the ceiling for this team has changed a lot in the last 2 weeks.
And, you're a couple of plays away, overtime against Georgia, blowing a 16-point lead to A&M for being in first. I'm not kidding. You're that close to being in first because A&M's 5-1, Florida's 5-1. And, A&M lost in overtime to Tennessee on the road, and Florida lost to Missouri on the road. So it is tough on the road. It is. And so I hope that we don't look back at that A&M game knowing we had it in the bag with 7 minutes to go, and it be the game that could kill you from getting in the tournament. I'm serious. Depending on how everything plays out.
We're that close, Brett. You're right.
Right. 16-point lead at home, you can't lose that game. And I know everybody goes, we didn't lose a game, got screwed. And all that. Well, it should have never come down.
No, they went through a stretch right there. That stretch that we were up and they made up 11 points in a minute. You can throw any excuse that you want. That was poor play on press break for us and great play for them and knocking down key shots when they needed to get back in the ball game. And I think Auburn's learning a lot as we move on. But the most important thing to me is watching the development. And I'm going to say it until I can't say it anymore. I don't think this coaching staff forgot how to develop players. We've done too great a job
they have not.
over the last decade of developing players.
I do want to say this before we get off for TV. We're going to be on for Saturday Sports Countdown tomorrow. A lot more of this HSA discussion.
Yeah.
We're going to stay up for a few minutes after we get off for TV here in just a minute to get some of these comments because I see all of them coming in. I want to address them. I know Randy does. I do want to hit a few more regions in the public school side. So if you're watching on TV, you want to flip over to us on YouTube or Facebook. We'll stay up for a little while. Not going to stay up long, but Saturday Sports Countdown tomorrow, we'll be on for 2 hours. And I'm sure the first hour will be completely dominated by this reclassification talk, and we will go through each region too on the Saturday show. But to close out for Auburn, Florida, tomorrow at 3 o'clock on ESPN. Florida's a 9.5-point favorite, so we'll kind of see how it all plays out with that. But again, Auburn needs to go down and compete. No expectations. Florida's really playing good basketball right now. They are the defending national champs. They're starting to look like it again. So Auburn hadn't won in O'Connell Center in God knows when. So I don't know how. This ain't the time to be expecting them to go on the road and get a win, but it could. That's why you play the game. You don't play it on paper. So maybe Auburn can find the range from outside and shock everybody, get a big win. All right, that's going to wrap us up here. I did want to thank JR Sports Bar and Grill. Love being here great food, great atmosphere, been partners with us on all our programming forever. So if you're in Alexander City, come check them out anytime. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow for Saturday Sports Countdown. For Randy Lee, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We'll hope you have to see you next time.